Hello my beautiful people and welcome to my channel. In this space I'm going to be sharing with you monthly general tarot readings as well as my TikTok lives, and I'll also be sharing with you essential oil education and, excitingly, my podcast interviews for my podcast. I'm Kitty O'Brien and thank you so much for joining me here. So for the best free online tarot readings and for the most accurate tarot readings, hit that little bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video, and the subscribe button. Hello my beautiful people and welcome. So in this reading I'll be doing a general reading for Virgo. Excuse me, got a bit of an itchy throat today. For Virgo, which is the element of earth, and it's going to be a general reading for November. So let's get shuffling. I'll let the cards fall, or they might just do that in a really unelegant way. And once they've all fallen, I will tell you. They're starting to pop now. Oh, they really... Well, that was basically all of them, wasn't it? Hello, Rosie. Have you come to say hi? Hey, darling. You can't get up on the table, okay? You have to stay there. I'm afraid I can't give you a cuddle right now. I've got 3 more cards to pull. It's my little cat talking to me. We've got an interesting month this month. I've moved the table forward a bit, so I'm not like at a funny angle. Do you know what? Temperance has come up every reading so far for December. The universe has the same message. Balance, balance, balance. Oh, hello. Oh, we do have a little bit of conflict this month, guys. December. Do you know what? December is going to be one of those months. And I don't want people to go, oh my God, you know, it's Christmas, don't say that. I don't say what people want to hear, I say what needs to be said. Lots of changes on a personal level. Oh, we got Judgment again. We had that in Taurus as well. I'm just going to pull. I'm actually wondering what I'm doing. I'm not ashamed to say that I've got an electric blanket behind me. I was just readjusting it. It's probably why I look so misshapen and puffed out. And I've got a lead coming out of me. It's comfortable. I love it. Okay. So. Yeah, okay. You'll be in a very different place at the end of December. And I'm going to get these cards. And I'm going to do some more before I jump into this. We need something that's going to keep in mind whilst I'm going through the other cards. No? Roman Chamomile. You know what? We had this one come up in November. Really, really, really lovely essential oil, and a lovely tea as well. I have not figured out how to do the little mirror thing on my camera, so this is going to have to be backwards, I'm afraid. Oh yes, this is interesting that this has come up because there's a lot of conflict in this reading. So a gentle nudge can be more powerful than a shove. So it's to do with the throat chakra. No wonder I'm a bit croaky lately. So it's about communication, expression, sharing information, listening, and grief. The astrological ruler is the moon. So it's about intuition, stillness, introspection, magic, and the divine feminine. And I love how they say that. Because we got the Hanged Man as a future card. We really do. And we've got the Ten of Swords. So it's a House of Cancer, which is about family support, network, and home life, which makes sense with the first card. And the past card as well, because that's all about family and connection. So it's also the element of water, which is about feelings and emotions and love. So a gentle approach will work best right now. Good fortune is near. Where you are being pushed to do things not in alignment, where are you being pushed to do things that are not in alignment with who you are? Are you feeling the pressure to conform to family or societal values? Find some quietness within and listen to what you really desire, yearn, and must do. Follow your heart rather than the direction of others. Listen and hear what people truly mean by their words. Go easy on yourself and others, and consider how you can lessen any detrimental impact on the environment. And the environment is a real big one. So, you are ready to embrace a more harmonious way to interact with others and the world. And the practice, so you put 1 drop in your hand. So each night add Roman chamomile to your diffuser, the soles of your feet, and or your nighttime moisturizer, and affirm, I nurture, I am nurtured. Now the big bottles, 15 ml, some of the bottles are smaller, this is eucalyptus. 15 ml is about 230 uses. You can do so much with these oils, they're amazing, and I'm talking about the doTERRA ones. I'm going to keep that card out. I have mixed eucalyptus, wild orange and peppermint together, and I've put it in a spray bottle, and I am going to give myself a little spray in the... Yeah, I've been doing a lot of readings. God, it smells so good, and it really helps you just come back to self. I love, love, love it. Because there's a lot of conflict that's come up, I'm just going to very quickly... They are falling easy today. Oh my goodness, they really mirror Roman chamomile. Who are you being called to create? So birth mysteries. So about literally rebirth. Who are you going to be born into? Who is your true self? Who is your authentic self? What's in alignment with you? I will read this at the very end with the future card. Okay? Because that really ties in nicely with that. Now, at the moment, you probably feel fully supported, and you're thinking, what are you talking about conflict for? Life is great. So, and it probably is. So, this card's about being fully supported. You can see he's up on his horse, he's got the wreath as well, and everyone is marching alongside him. They're supporting him, they're celebrating him, or, you know, she, whoever, and they're, you know, being fully victorious. So, whoever you are, man or female, you are being fully supported right now, okay? Fully supported. But what's coming up as a slight obstacle is, I think you're getting carried along with the crowd. Because the 8 of Cups has come up. Now the 8 of Cups, the story of this card is that this is the future hermit. So they're leaving everything behind, and they're going to walk up the mountainside, and they're going to... you know, take a break away from everyone, like isolate themselves and really get to know themselves and look inward. Okay, so this is the hermit, the future hermit, essentially. This is him before he travels up the mountain. And you can see both faces of the moon as well, which represents duality and harmony. Now, it's coming up as an obstacle because, like Roman chamomile said, where are you being pulled away from? What is going on in your life right now that you feel like you have to do, and that's not in alignment with you? I mean, we're programmed people pleasers, so it's probably everyone listening can think of examples of situations or like even just saying yes when you really wanted to say no, or maybe doing extra, maybe taking on extra responsibilities in like a job role or a relationship, and you're just like, this isn't what I signed up to do. Like, why am I doing this? And also, you know, I think there's a lot of stuff in your life right now that shouldn't be there. And it's there because other people have put it there. Okay, so this is coming up as an obstacle because you're not thinking about you enough. You're not thinking about what you want. Now, the card that you desire is, funny enough, is the 5 of Swords, which does represent a conflict. Now, it could be you just want to clear the air. It could be that no one's actually winning this in this situation. You're not happy. The other person's not really happy. No one's winning. And you just want to clear the air. You just want to literally I mean, some people are walking away here. You just literally want to put things to bed and move on. So that's the card that you desire. And also Swords represents... the mind, element of air, and swords can cut away things that no longer serve us, but it also represents thought patterns. So it could be that you've got some stuff going on in your head, like you're beating yourself up, limiting beliefs, negative self-talk, and you just really need a put that to bed and move on from it. And that's what your desires are, for them just to stop and you moving on to the next phase of your life. Now you will be with the 10 of Wands. 10 of Swords, excuse me. This is a metaphorical rebirth. You can see there's the water, which represents the subconscious mind. Land is the conscious mind. And then we have the sunrise. So it was twilight. It's in between, you know, day and night. So it's the dawn of a new day. And you can see he's doing a little funny motion with his hand, which is symbolic of a metaphorical death. Now, the reason why they're going down the spine, in some tarot decks, because each tarot deck has a different meaning, because they were made with different intentions, this could be that you feel like someone's stabbing you in the back. Actually, in the Witch's Tarot, it represents some sort of deceit and someone stabbing you in the back, or you're not recognizing someone else's behavior as being toxic and stuff like that, or someone's being manipulative and you're not seeing the whole situation for what it is. So take whatever meaning resonates with you. In this tarot deck, the Radiant Wise one, it represents you going through a rebirth, you stepping into the next best version of yourself, putting healthy boundaries up. It also represents like psychic readings, the swords, crystals, essential oils. You know, it represents alternative therapies, essentially. Alternative therapies. So different ways of healing. And it's essentially, it's talking about building a toolbox. So when you find yourself in tricky situations, you've got something to go back to remind yourself of where you want to go. And, excuse me, and it's really just different stuff that you can rely on to help yourself feel grounded and whole and able to reinforce those personal boundaries. Knight of Wands, something's coming in with speed. These two cards represent you. So it's really interesting that we actually got the 8 of Cups coming up as a slight obstacle, because these two cards represent you, and the meaning of this card, the King of Cups, one of the meanings is that you need to listen to your inner wisdom. That's the lesson of the card, is listening to your inner wisdom. He's a deeply emotional man. He wears this armor to hide the fact that, you know, he feels very deeply, or that you feel very deeply. A bit like a Capricorn, you know, can come across as being quite cold, but actually on the inside we're not. And it also, I mean, Cups represents emotions, so we're talking about the element of water here. And he's the king of emotions, you know. So he feels very deeply. He's very emotionally evolved and matured. And can represent a Pisces as well. And it really means listen to that gut feeling, which is the second brain, which is the emotional brain, subconscious. And really listen. And actually, if you notice, there's no land in this picture. So we're not talking about the conscious mind. We are talking about the subconscious mind, which is the emotional mind. So it is literally all about the emotions and listening to your gut instinct and listening to that feeling. We've also got the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands is something coming in with speed. So this could be you receiving something with speed, or you wanting to push forward with speed. You wanting just to get to the next... it's almost like you want to skip part of the journey. You just want the end result, but we can't do that. The journey is the experience. The journey is what matters, rather than the destination. So, and actually, we never get to a destination. It's an illusion. There is no such thing as a destination. Rosie, what you doing? I will find space, mother. I know Harrison's not here. He's at the childminders, and you're like, oh, I finally get a cuddle with my mum. But you don't, because mummy's busy. I'm sorry. So yes, stuff coming with speed. You wanting to rush stuff up. You wanting to hurry things along. Or maybe you've just suddenly got this burst of energy and you're like, let's go, go, go. Your hopes and your fears. And actually, when people want things to speed up, it's because they're worried about something. It's like, I don't want to go through this right now. It's causing a lot of anxiety. I just want to like skip this part and be somewhere else. And that's really interesting, because you've got the hope, your hopes and fears is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune very much links into the 10 of Swords, because the 10 of Swords is about a rebirth, and the Wheel of Fortune, and essentially building your toolbox and moving forward and staying grounded and focused. And the Wheel of Fortune represents finding something in your life, going to that focal point, finding something to hang on to, okay, is essentially what I'm trying to say. Finding something to hang on to. So when you're going through the more turbulent times, you're still focusing on something. You've still got something to hang on to. It's very much like, I do love Arnold Schwarzenegger, by the way, and Sylvester Stallone. Amazing people. Like, they went through such adverse conditions, adverse experiences, and they got through those experiences because they focused on something. Rosie, they focused on something. They had a focus in their life. You can't just lie down on the cards. Sorry, darling, I'm sorry. Why don't you snuggle up here? They found something to focus on, and they focused on it, and it was like a goal. It was a vision. Arnold Schwarzenegger used to visualize. He used to sit on his bed every night and used to visualize, and he used to look at the posters he had on his wall of his idols, and he used to imagine himself being there and doing things and winning competitions with the bodybuilding. He imagined himself succeeding, and he manifested that in, because visualization is how we manifest things in. So what we're thinking and feeling is what we're attracting in. So he focused on that. Going through all that hardship he went through, he focused on something, and it got him through, and actually all his dreams came true. And the same for Salai, you know. He did that as well. He focused on writing, he focused on scripts, he focused on creating a part that he could play. And that got, I mean, he was homeless. I mean, he was like sleeping under bridges and on doorsteps and everything, but he's still focused, and he did not let that waver. And look what he's accomplished. Okay, like, mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. So find something in your life and focus on it, and it's coming up as your hopes and your fears, because you want to be able to do that, but then you doubt your abilities to do that. But if you believe it to be true, it will be true. Isn't that right, darling? Yes, it is. Yes. I love you. Sorry, I love my cat. She's my little baby. Yes. I used to have a boa constrictor called Sid, but when he got to 9 foot, I had to rehome him. Oh, he was my baby as well. He used to get in my dressing gown. I had this big pink fluffy dressing gown. I used to go into it. We used to watch movies together. And back in the day, before being a mum and a child, I mean, I'm talking about like mid-20s here. It's about 10 years ago. And oh, he was my darling. He was a gentle giant as well. We got some heavyweights. So these 3 cards are your outcome cards, and they support your future card. And we've got Judgment. Judgment means, it does mean the end of days, as in this phase of your life will finish and a new will start. And you know, I said this in nearly every reading, but we're coming up to the new year. We are, look at the seasons. The seasons are changing now. We're coming back to self. Everything is dying back down again, so it can be like born again next year and regrow in spring. So it's about coming back to self and everything being broken down to be rebuilt again. And Judgment is, yes, you know, end of days. You can see the mum and the dad and the child. You can see Archangel, I do believe this is Archangel Gabriel again. Yes, it is Archangel Gabriel again. And he's blowing his trumpet, and people are standing there, and they're like, you know, self-reflection. What have I done in my life that I'm happy about? What have I done that I'm not so happy about? It's all about self-reflection, which is very much what the Hermit's about. Reflecting on self. And again, end of days with this card. He's leaving that life behind to go start a new one. So there's going to be some chapters in your life closing and new doors opening. I've lost that card. That card has gone. Mummy will get that in a minute. Rosie. She's just going to lie down now, isn't she? Then we've got the 5. You go. Stop it. Oh. Oh. Where did that card go? There we go. I won't insult them. I will retrieve them. Now, what was I saying? We got the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands is all about conflict, but no one's winning, no one's losing. No one's winning and no one's losing. We work better. The message of this card is you you get more things done and things are more harmonious if you work together with people, like collaboration rather than working against them. And compromise and patience are great lessons to learn. So have a little bit more of that in your life. What the situations are going to unfold and as changes start to happen. I mean, some people really resist change and they really fear it. So, and I know we want to come in with speed, so it's really important to just be patient, recognize other people's triggers as well, and just be emotionally mature. I didn't talk about the past card. I'm going to jump on the past card before I talk about the future card. Again, Archangel Gabriel really showing up in these readings. I do have an angel deck. Okay, so in January, from January, I'm going to start doing extended versions, and I'm going to be using this deck. I can't, it will be banned. It's not allowed on YouTube. It's intimacy deck. Okay, so you can call it erotic, whatever you want. It's intimacy. It's, you know, a little bit more adulty. And I do have so many oracle cards and angel cards and God knows what else, which really complement the readings. And when you pay for a private reading, it's £45 for an hour, up to an hour, £45 for 45 minutes. I use all of those as well. So I just want to create a membership site where I can actually offer the extended versions, because I feel like these are a little bit rushed. Archangel Gabriel has come up a lot, so please Google him and just see what his message is. We're looking at duality again and balance. So the sun and the sun is on his forehead, the moon is on his chest, pouring the 2 cups, representing balance and harmony, and also the subconscious mind, which is the water, and the green grass, the land, is the conscious mind, which is the logical mind, and subconscious is the emotional mind. And you have the route up the mountains, up through the mountains, okay, where the hermit goes, where we go towards the sun. So when we come back to ourselves and find out who we are, that's when we actually experience bliss. So there's so much I could go into about the conditioning and our limiting beliefs and essentially how we're programmed as children. But when there's conflict going on and you're looking for balance, just be aware of how other people might be feeling or thinking. Excuse me. Try and see it from their viewpoint. Okay? Try and see it from their viewpoint. And try to see it from their perspective and maybe putting yourself in their situation. Which comes to the Hanged Man in 1 second. You know what? I'm going to do the Hanged Man because he comes straight off the Temperance, and then I'll quickly touch on the past. The Hanged Man, he's hanging upside down by his foot. On the Temperance, you can see all the little lines which represent all the saints. Okay? And then on the Hanged Man, you can see the little lines around his head, which also represent all the different saints. Now, he's hanging upside down because he's stopping. Okay, the stillness, and he's seeing the world from a different perspective, literally hanging upside down. When you see the world from a different perspective, you can see other people's viewpoints, you can see what other people are thinking, what they're feeling, you see things from a bird's eye point of view. So instead of, sometimes we're so tunneled vision, we can only see this bit, but when we step back, we can go, oh, I can see the whole picture now, and this is happening because that needs to happen, and that links in with that, and that's why that person's doing that. And you just step back and you see things from a different perspective. Now, I will touch on that in a second. And it's interesting that there's a child in this picture, okay, the baby in the womb, because this is about a child relationship as well. So in the past, you might be a mother or a father, or you might have like stepsisters or siblings, however it works for you. But there is, it's a mother and child in this picture, but this could be a parent and offspring relationship, so a daughter or a son. And you're very close to them. It's been a very close relationship, and you have been divinely guided by the universe, okay? If you're single and if you don't have kids, think of your parents' relationship with you. And even if it was a horrible one, that was still guided somehow. And it's trying to see the blessings. And again, they're all in water, aren't they? So it's about the subconscious mind, it's about the conditioning, it's about what their experience was when they were children and what their parents did to them, and it goes all the way back through the generations. So let's just look at this, and you might be seeing different perspectives in regards to your kids, or that relationship there, or your parents or your siblings. Okay, you might be, that's where some of this conflict might be coming in, especially if you still live with them. Oh my goodness, I've just opened the book and it says let it go, release the past, forgive, soften, move forward. And I was just talking about the past. Oh, I love how these work in such beautiful, mysterious ways. Right, 70. What are you being called to create? Now, this is all about authenticity, isn't it? Which we've touched on many times in the reading. You coming back to self and doing what you want to do and not what other people want you to do. So water is intelligent, and where there's water, there's life. We are water beings. We travel from the watery world of the Great Mother to be born into this world. Our first breath marking the transition from water to air. We all grew from a single cell into a form in the waters of the amniotic sac of the Great Mother. And from there, that same intelligence has been guiding us every step of the way. It is the same force that tells flowers when to bloom and the planets to spin. You're a creative being living in a creative world. This is a planet of creativity and manifestation. Creativity is your natural state. What are you being called to create? Creativity isn't only for certain people. It's within us all. What would you like to create? Don't squeeze the hose. Loosen your grip and call the intelligent waters to flow through you every step of the way. Then follow it up with consistent action. Embodied creativity happens when we have a vision and act on that vision, which is exactly what Arnold Schwarzenegger did, which is exactly what Sly did. They had a vision, they focused it on it, and it was created. Every idea in the world, every idea in the world is pointless without consistent action. Stay true to what you're being called to create and show up to it day after day. So the soul inquiry is, what would you like to create and how can you show up to that creation with consistency? And I am learning this lesson right now because I used to hate social media. I was like, why, what is a reel? I didn't even know what a reel was on Instagram. I was just like, this is not my world. I was born into a different, era, basically. I was born in the wrong era, I should say. But then actually I've slowly come to recognize this is exactly where I'm meant to be. And it is pretty hard recording all this stuff, uploading it onto the computer, and then doing the stuff and then uploading it again onto YouTube. And do you know what? For me, I was like, oh my God, why is it taking so long? So, and now I'm creating a membership site. So, but anyway, for me, I just had to be consistent and show up with that. But this could be a relationship. This could be a relationship with a child or a romantic partner or a workplace. It could be a relationship with your business. You know, are you showing up day after day? Are you learning those skills? But I'm going to stop talking. It's nearly 30 minutes long. And yeah, I hope that resonates with you, my beautiful people. And have a wonderful December.